Good morning. Welcome to the app. Today I'm joined by Mel. Mel with
Hello,
moved.
hello.
We're in a new set. We're in a new world. The walls are black. I don't know if you guys can see me, but if you can, my name's
The
Abdel.
best.
I'm right here. Um, yeah. Talk to me. Talk to me. How's your weekend?
Um,
What'd you spend doing it with
Honestly,
English?
this last weekend was kind of boring. All I did was I actually edited a lot of podcast footage.
Okay.
It's been sitting there for 1,000,001 years
Yeah.
because I've just been filming and avoiding the footage.
Yeah.
Because I'm not an editor, but
She makes do.
but here's a hack. I realized Riverside has magic clips that you can click on.
It just makes
Yeah.
better clips for you.
And at least there's some way to work off, even
Yeah.
if the clips aren't that amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's that, and I think I have 15 clips done,
Nice.
which is lit.
Do
But
they
I
have
was,
subtitles and everything?
yeah,
Oh, alright.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay, what
yeah.
the-
I'll show you later.
Maybe we should start recording this on the
And what else? What else? Oh, I watched Love Is Blind.
Yeah.
Love Is Blind Habibi.
Habibi, the best version, the only version I know of actually. I watched the first episode over the weekend, and I also watched the second episode, but just like the first 20 minutes, and then I just kind of zoned out. But tell me about it. How much have you watched of it? And
I've
how do
watched
you
quite a
feel?
few episodes.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I was trying to get my flatmates into it, and if it's funny, that was the first time they heard the Arabic language.
Real.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I was like, and they were just like, oh, it kind of sounds like French, and I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's a really nice language.
Yeah.
It's just really the diction is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really interesting because obviously I'm so used to watching the American version.
Yeah.
And it's just so different, right? Like the way that people carry themselves, the way that they the expressions. I think it was someone was saying that it's his birthday today, and someone else was saying may you have many more to come, and it was
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, my flatmates were just so intrigued by this new culture that they're seeing on
Yeah.
Netflix.
Yeah, it is. It was crazy to watch because it's something that 10, maybe even I'd say 20 years ago, you would not expect a Love Is Blind show to be in that region. It used to be so uptight. It used to be so conservative, relatively obviously, and now it's boom, Love Is Blind is really in the Middle East. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's so good.
It reminded me of home so much because I grew up in that region of the world, and it just I felt like I could have seen those stereotypes in the people that I went to school with. I had to oh yeah, that girl's this super high maintenance, you gotta take me out to fine dining kind of girl, and then yeah, it's just I don't know. It's crazy.
Oh,
It's crazy.
I love Noor. She's so hilarious.
Yeah.
I can't take anything that she says seriously, but obviously she's this Barbie doll of a girl.
Yeah.
But yeah, I cracked up so hard when she said the feminists ruined us,
I-
and I was like, oh my god, this would not fly
Yeah.
in
No.
American TV.
At all. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's crazy. And then I don't know, is it so it's one season, right? And then
Yeah, and if it goes really well, there's gonna be more seasons.
Yeah.
because they have one in Brazil, they have one in America.
yeah.
Yeah. Another show that maybe you'll enjoy is Dubai Bling.
What's that?
Yeah.
I feel I feel like I've heard of it before.
Yeah, they just bring together
Yeah.
the upper class
Yeah.
of Dubai.
Yeah.
And just do a show that's
Yeah.
full of drama.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, because we only have Netflix on my TV, so
Yeah.
I pulled up illegal streaming sites to watch it, and but
Police.
It took me so long to find an Arabic version. They were all dubbed with English, and I was like, no, I can because when they dub it, it's you can hear the first few words and then they cover it with English, and I'm like, oh, please give me the good stuff.
Yeah. And I think what I really liked about Love Is Blind is that they they didn't try to change it into English.
Yeah.
I feel if Dubai Bling, they're still making it very for an American audience.
Yeah.
But Love Is Blind Habibi was fully in the language.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's cool.
Yeah, and you
That's
can
cool.
it's really good to embrace that part anyway. Yeah, Shafiq's crazy.
Who's your favorite character?
Huh?
Who's your favorite character?
I want to say, was it?
Not even character. These are actual
Yeah,
people. Never mind.
characters.
Lol.
I mean, there probably are characterized and stuff. I mean, I only really watched the first episode, and it would have been. I think it's Shafiq. Who's the guy that like goes into the room with a girl and then walks out the second he clocks it's the girl that's interested in his boy.
Oh, Shafiq. Yeah.
Shafiq.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool. I was like, oh, mad respect, bro. But the fact that like the girl wanted to entertain him still, I was like, oh,
Dude,
silly.
The dentist man was so hot. He was so good looking. Anyway.
And he ended up meeting the chick like in the first episode, right?
Yeah.
How did that go?
I look, don't think he was that into her.
No.
Like physically.
Yeah.
Like you could tell that she was like, oh my god. And then he was like
It's really awkward. It's really awkward to reveal.
Yeah.
Because like they both have like partitions and they both open at the same time.
Yeah.
But I feel like it would be nice if they had one partition between them, but the fact that they have two partitions, it just opens and then you get like a good look at each other and then you have to like do this like awkward like 30-second walk and it's like
Yeah.
Crazy affectionate for people of my culture though. Like I did not
Really?
Yeah. I did not like expect like people to like forehead kisses for the first time meeting is crazy. Like I don't know.
Did they kiss?
Forehead kisses. It was like a bunch of like hugging.
Oh.
And, like she had her hand on his thigh. Like that shit would not
fly.
Bro, they would chop me up into pieces back. Like, bro, you don't even know, bro.
I guess Dubai is a little bit more liberal than other places.
Yeah, it's like the LA of the Middle East. It's so far removed from what the actual essence of the culture is that it's like it's whatever. But yeah, speaking of culture. Mental illness is back in the mix. So, mental illness it has been a rising industry. I can say people are now more comfortable than ever to be more accepting of different mental health disease. Is it diseases? I don't know. I don't want to be canceled for labeling mental health, but I'll say the mental health aesthetic has had a huge rise in popularity. Why is my brother's Snapchat phone?
John's brother.
I've got my little brother's phone, and he's got a whole roster, bro. His Snapchat is going.
A roster.
Yeah,
he's got
crazy.
a roster.
He's 13 for context.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not that kind of roster.
Close. And so yeah, like the sad girl aesthetic has been blowing up like crazy. Now more recently than ever, like a lot of brands have embraced that. Like a lot of brands are becoming like the sad girl aesthetic, a walking sad girl aesthetic. I even see its popularity in clothing. Like a lot of clothing now has quotes where it's like, oh, like I'm fragile, don't talk to me, I'm gonna cry. Like just a bunch of these slogans that are like championing mental health, which is good, but I feel like it just romanticizes it too much to the point where it's like, okay, maybe this isn't the best thing to do. So how do you feel about like mental health in general being like, I want to say it's like romanticized and like bastardized?
Bastardized?
Yeah, like...
Sorry, that's a big word.
My fault. Let me Google it now. It basically means like it's become such like a not taboo topic. It's become like a part of our everyday lingo.
Okay.
That like, oh, my mental health is suffering right now.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm in two minds about this because like I feel like I think on one hand it's really good that through it being more normalized, people who typically struggle with talking about their issues are able to have an outlet. But at the same time, I feel like I don't know. It's so normalized to a point that mental health is a scapegoat for everything. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm in two minds because, like, I feel like it depends on the context. Yeah. I feel. On one hand, like, I'm fine if it's just about showing vulnerability and it's an expression of self. Yep. But I feel like for the most part, you can tell if it's performative when it comes from a brand. Yeah. You can tell if it's performative when it comes from an influencer. Like, crocodile tears are a real thing, and you can, like, definitely feel it through the screen. Yeah. And, like, I think, I don't know, like, But I feel like when brands try to speak to like those bigger illnesses, like specific illnesses, I feel like anxiety is something that a lot of people feel.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's just a part of
Yeah.
life. But
Yeah.
like the minute people try to step into like, I don't know, marketing or glamorizing,
Mental health disorders. Kind of thing. Yeah.
that's when I'm like a little bit on the edge, because I feel like coming from a family whose like background
Yeah.
has a lot of those, it's a little bit like, but I think it depends on the context and how you deliver it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's become, in general, it has become less serious the more days go on, as time goes by. I think also I feel like it's used the help of TV shows. Like I feel like 13 Reasons Why was such a big movement in the mental health space that it was like, okay, now it's kind of cool to speak about this stuff. Let's ask a friend how they're doing. But now it's gone to the other end where it's like, why are there anxiety relieving bath bombs? Like, why is that a thing? Or like stress reducing candles, like that. It's just, I really hate when they start putting a product as a fix for that mental health, even if it's temporary, even if it's like cute, aesthetic, blah blah blah. It's really misleading, and I feel
trivializes it.
Yeah, and I feel like the audience that the audience they're targeting is such a compromised audience already that like you can be really predatory about it, and you can take advantage of them really quickly, really easily.
Yeah, I feel like if you're in a really bad headway, like you just want to have anything to fix it. And that's when you start making emotionally driven decisions around purchasing. And like, I don't know, like I feel like, I don't know. It's like a tricky one, because it's like if I'm feeling stressed in some type of way, like I will go get those bath bombs. I will go get those candles. I will like try to do everything to just decompress.
Yes.
But like, I don't know. It's a tricky conversation because it's a nuanced conversation, I want to say. And it all depends on context and how you deliver it. Like, don't be doing the Pepsi commercial version of that shit. Like, it's just not it.
Yeah.
Like, do your research. Actually show that you care. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I think, it's also like, I feel like we've turned mental health illnesses into such a simple thing that like because the amount of times we say these words, it makes it seem like so much more common than it should be. Like everybody's personality is like at this point is like, oh, I have depression, lol. Like, and I feel like that should be taken a lot more seriously. Like that word holds so much weight. That word has had impact on so many lives that have like lost themselves. So it's affected generations on generations. And I think it's just, we have to go back to really defining or really looking at mental health being complex.
Yeah.
I feel like at this point we've made everything like
marketable, palatable.
Yeah. They're almost like marketing buzzwords. Like, oh, I'm in my sad girl era, and like you're selling fucking new coffees. Like, I don't know. Don't do that, man. That's weird.
Yeah.
I think the other thing is that like feelings or like pain should never be a selling point. Like with the whole like stress relieving fucking candles. Like, I feel like that should never be the fix.
That being said,
it gets you?
No, like I feel like a lot of marketing is built of finding pain points.
Yeah.
And speaking to them.
No, for sure. I know. Yeah.
And a lot of businesses are built off that.
Yes, but it gets tricky when it becomes mental health.
Yeah, I do agree. That I agree.
It becomes a little iffy. So, because it's like you're incentivized to really, really be even more predatory towards this like marginalized like community and be like, hey, let's turn our profits up. Let's come out with a new thing that's gonna fix you. But really, it's not gonna fix you. It's just gonna you're just gonna be broke and sad. So just be sad.
Yeah,
be broke
and I
sad.
feel like for people who like aren't affected or like don't necessarily have people in their lives that like that are close to them that struggle with this kind of things. Yeah. Like it may seem like, oh, like everyone's just being so fucking sensitive.
Yeah.
But like, which is to an extent I guess like true. Like I'm more sensitive to certain like if someone were to say you're sketching out like schizophrenia, you're sketching out, or like something along the like something in that vein, I'd be like, little do you know, my mother. I grew up with a schizophrenic mother, so you better not.
Yeah. And I think the super simple use of the language currently has it's such a shame, because like whenever it's like my main thing is the balance between like taking it serious and not, because for one, I feel like algorithms reward people opening up on social media. Like usually those videos when people open up, that somebody that doesn't usually open up, they start opening up a little bit, they get heavy engagement, they get a lot of support initially, and now they're like more incentivized to keep doing it, and now it's become part of their thing. And sure, it started as them being genuine and authentic and open, but then if the algorithm keeps rewarding you for doing that, why should you stop?
Yeah, but is it the algorithm? I feel like it's similar with businesses, right? Like you vote with your money, businesses. With the algorithm, you vote with your views.
Yeah.
And realistically, it's not the algorithm that pushes it. It's the people that are pushing it.
Yeah.
And people are like responding to this because I feel like there's a natural instinct when someone's going through something that you want to like build a village around them.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of what happens. Like,
yeah,
a lot of people, I feel like, what's the recent one? Like, oh my God, Liam Payne, for example. Like everyone and their mom before the incident happened, like hated him.
Yeah.
And
the whole discourse was not rocking with him.
Yeah, and like now, everyone is like pouring so much love for him, and actually are like bringing hate to like the page. I mean,
the pages that gave him hate initially.
Yeah. Oh, what's the name? Maya or something?
Yeah. And then they went after the wrong girl.
Did they?
Yeah, because like there was like another Maya on TikTok that was famous, and they were giving her hate, and she was just some random girl from Toronto. Like she had nothing to do with Liam Payne. She hadn't met him. She'd never spoken to him. One thing about like celebrity deaths that's a little weird to me, especially when it's like tragic celebrity deaths like Liam Payne's, is the people that start following the person after they die.
Really?
Yeah, it's such a big thing. Like it happens a lot when rappers die or whatever. Like obviously, the second they die, the most recent post is now their most engaged ever, right? Like the comments are like pouring out love. But what I don't get is people following it. Like you could go to like Liam Payne's page right now and you could like refresh the following. And I could even argue that like compare his following one day before he died compared to his following now. I'm pretty sure he would have gained a bunch of followers, like a significant amount of followers. And that is just weird. Like...
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and find if I can see his follower count. Oh my God! Let's see. Follower count. So he has 26.1 million followers, right? Let's see. Oh, okay. So the day before he died, he had 26.1 million followers. Currently, he has 28.4 million followers.
Damn.
He gained 2.3 million followers in the span of 3 days because he passed away.
Yeah, this is what I mean. Like the village thing. Like it's like, the minute like something horrible happens, or like someone like for example, the Menendez brothers.
Yep.
Like that's a really good example of people just rallying behind like back in the day, they were considered criminals, and people were like ridiculing him on social media when the whole idea of men being raped was not like accepted.
Yeah, of course.
But now like it's more like accepted to talk about it as a phenomenon.
Yeah.
Like that happens.
Yeah.
People are rallying behiund him and like telling all these good stories and like
But imagine the trauma they went through for it to be like validated now. I don't know. Just makes you think. So don't be a cunt, guys. Be nice. And if you're not gonna be nice, stay that way. Don't switch up the second the person dies. Yeah. Stand on business. I don't know. I feel like if you're being an asshole to like Liam Payne before he died, now is not the time to be like, oh, I'm really sorry, we miss you so much. You did not give a fuck about him before he passed away, kind of thing. So just be nice. If you have nothing nice to say, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, be nice, be
yeah.
real, or shut the fuck up.
What she said. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning to the Up Podcast. Mel, any final words?
Toodaloo.
Be nice.